Please continue to enjoy your dinner as we begin the formal part of our program this evening. If I might ask for the members of our Board of Education to come to the front at this time, Mr. Turner, Ms. Henderson-Baker, Ms. Coggin, and Mr. Bailey. And just so you know, Mr. Bailey may have to step out to take care of his children, so just so you know why he might have to leave, just depends on the time. So we thank you all for being here this evening to recognize our retirees. This year, we have a total of 45 employees retiring from our school system. Collectively, they have 1,015 years of service. Incredibly, we have one employee retiring with 40 years of service and another 15 employees who have 30 or more years of service. Tonight, as we honor 32 of the 45 employees who are retiring, I would like to take a moment to recognize those who are unable to attend our reception this evening. And I'd like for you to show our appreciation to them I'd like to show their appreciation to them by announcing their names before we get started. Janice Butts, Indian Creek Middle School, 30 years of service. James Coleman, Indian Creek Middle School, 11 years of service. Barbara Fox Fuller, Transportation Team, 12 years of service. Alicia Fulton, Rocky Plains Elementary School, 19 years of service. Marianne Garman, Porterdale Elementary School, 29 years of service. Douglas Harper, Veterans Memorial Middle School, 26 years of service. Brenda King, Clements Middle School, 20 years of service. Errol King, Alcovey High School, 35 years of service. Annie Marks, Flint Hill Elementary School, 24 years of service. Helen Phillips, West Newton Elementary School, 13 years of service. Thad Perkle, Veterans Memorial Middle School, 29 years of service. Kathy B. Scott, the Transportation Team, 22 years of service. And Christy Zellick, Clements Middle School, 31 years of service. Would you please thank these individuals for their service with your applause? Now we will recognize our 32 retirees in attendance this evening by their school or department. As your principal or supervisor comes to the front with you, please come to my right by way of the board members so that they can shake your hands. And then if you'll walk in front of the podium and stand here until your principal or supervisor makes their remarks. Those of you who are speaking about the retirees, if you'll notice, I'm almost on top of this microphone. So if you could, when you get up here, if you're taller than I, please push the microphone up and get very close to it so everyone can hear what you have to say. At the end of the reception, you may pick up your engraved retirement gift at the table in the back. We will begin our recognition ceremony with Dr. Kim Cody, principal of East Newton Elementary School, to be followed by other administrators in the order listed in your program. Dr. Cody? There she is.
I told Mr. Chur coming in that East Newton is always the first school. And usually I try to keep everything short because Dr. Thomas takes up all the time. But Dr. Thomas isn't here. So, come here, Miss Bobby. This is one of those years as a principal that I really want to cry, because standing with me is pure class and grace. These two ladies, when you talk about taking care of the whole child, they're standing right here. I don't know how to go forward some days without these two ladies, but one of these days, even though there's people here younger than I am that are retiring Jane Compton, I will get to retire. But in the meantime, Miss Bobby King, Miss Fran Prince, there's not a survey, a scorecard, anything that can share what these two ladies mean to East Newton and to every child at East Newton. Thank you, ladies.
Good evening. Dr. Cody's way shorter than me, so. Anyways, I have with me this evening Miss Kathleen Dahlbeck, who is retiring from Flint Hill Elementary School. She has taught kindergarten and pre-K and has loved on all of those little babies for years, but now she's going to go home and take care of her grandbabies, so she's going to have 2 students at home instead of 22. So I thank her for all of her years in Newton County, and we appreciate everything you do. Thank you.
Good evening. This is my very first one, but being at Livingston for the these past 2 years, I recall my first introduction to the staff. But I also took it upon myself to have a meeting with each employee at the school prior to my official start date. And I remember Miss Cash, Miss Ellis, and Miss Nolan coming in, and they were talking about all the things that they wanted to be fixed. And here's one thing about these ladies right here, and gentlemen, because I'm going to get to Mr. Ben, but I'm not singling you out. They told the truth. They didn't let anything, they didn't sugarcoat anything, but guess what? They did it with love and compassion because they wanted the environment for the betterment of our children. I appreciate them. Every morning, what Livingston's going to miss, what I'm going to miss is their loving and their smiling faces and their gentle touch that they touched every child. Miss Ellis has been with 5th grade for how long again? Miss Cash, kindergarten, but Miss Cash, 5th grade. She was my 5th grade para, and she loves on those students, but she loves them tough. But guess what? It's that tough love that's giving our students that guidance, and I appreciate everything. Miss Ellis and Miss Nolan are kindergarten paras. Everything's nice and sweet in kindergarten, but that's because of them when we thank you. Mr. Ben, I'm gonna tell you something about Mr. Ben, and I know I may be going over my time, but Mr. Ben was like a dad to a lot of those kids because he would get on them when they did something, but he did it with love. But one thing I can always say is this: every day from the first day of school, Mr. Ben would have a math problem taped to his shirt, and the kids during lunch will have to come to him and provide him an answer, and we thank him for that, and they were excited to do it. So I want to thank you for your service to Newton County and your service to Livingston. We're going to miss you.
Good evening. Let me adjust. Let me introduce you to Charlie Mae Johnson. When I came to South Salem Elementary School 6 years ago as a new assistant principal out of another county, this sweet lady took me under her wing. She showed me the ropes. She showed me around the school. She knew everybody. She knows their families. She cares. She loves on the kids, and I can describe her with one word, and that's dedication. She did everything she could. She wasn't just a custodian at our school. She helped kids tie their shoes. She talked to teachers. She listened. She provided me with recipes, advice about raising children, and she is sorely missed. She is a treasure, and I thank her for her friendship and for her service to South Salem Elementary.
Good evening. I brought about 2 pages of notes, but I won't be long. I come on behalf of Clements Middle School, our students, and our staff to recognize Ms. Maxine Driscoll. She's been at Hurd Mixon, she's been at Clements and Sharp. And a couple of weeks ago, I posed questions to Ms. Driscoll because I really wanted her to understand just how special she really is. I don't know if she realizes how special she is. And a few of the questions that I posed to her were, did you know that when God wanted to prepare the new world, it took 40 days of rain? And also, did you know that it took another 40 days before Noah would open the ark? It also took, on my notes, it took the Israelites 40 years in the wilderness before they found the promised land. And I read all of those emails that Ms. Sherry Vineyard sent out, and I looked at all that information. I really did read it. And at the bottom of one of those emails, it had the years of service that all of the retirees had served. And I have a question for you tonight. Did you know that it took Ms. Maxine Driscoll 40 long years before she retired from one school system? That is just special recognition in itself, so let's give her a round of applause. One school system. And the reason I asked her about those questions, I asked her a lot more questions about number 40, but I'm doing the short version tonight, is because 40 is the biblical number for major change and when God tries to show someone their true destiny. So she has truly reached the time of major change, and I pray that you get your destiny and that God blesses you with good health and peace of mind so that you can enjoy this new chapter in your life. But as a leader, I've never had any problems with Ms. Driscoll. She's always positive, she works hard, she's a pillar and a model for the people that she serves and the staff that she works with. And so for that, we truly appreciate you. She's even been recognized for perfect attendance on top of the 40 years. So I just want to make sure that everyone understands and that she understands that this is your time for your great destiny. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Standing to my left is Miss Mary Brown. Miss Brown has been with the Newton County school system for 30 years. She started her career as a paraprofessional at Palmer Stone. She later transferred to Cousins and then at Eastside Transition School before it became Eastside High School. Later, Miss Brown decided that she would return and earn her degree in business education and computer science. For the last 17 years, she has been teaching business and computer science. 16 of those years were at Clements Middle School, and this past year, she transferred over to Cousins. So I have had the pleasure, this is my first year at Cousins, but I have had the pleasure of working with Ms. Brown this past year, and it has truly been a wonderful year. And we want to say thank you for your dedication and service to the Newton County school system. We will deeply miss her.
We're a little deviate from the plan. I am not Dr. Renee Mallard. I am Mary Roach, assistant principal, and I have the honor and privilege to work with Dr. Mallard. To my left, these four ladies have 119 years combined service in education. Two of the four, actually, we were teaching together at Eastside Transitional School, and then I crossed over to administration, and wow, I get to come hang out with them. I don't know what to say. I have a lot to say, and the problem with me is I don't know when to be quiet. So I'll try to keep this short. These ladies to my left, when I was transferred to Indian Creek Middle School, took me in such a kind and loving way. And two of them I knew. The other two I've never met. And I'm beginning to understand that that's what happens at Indian Creek Middle School. They say they're the Indian Creek Middle School family, and not only do they say it, they live it. And it has been an honor and a privilege to hang out with these four incredible women to my left. And if you haven't met them, please take the time to meet them. And I can't wait to hear where they're going, because they're traveling, we got grandbabies, we got a lot going on. I'm not sure they're gonna come back and visit, but I said, come on back, I'll be there, please. So to my left are four incredible educators from Newton County School System. We thank you for your 119 combined years of service.
Standing here with me today is Miss Ora Brown. Miss Brown started out being a substitute teacher at Liberty Middle School. And then when I was making my walks one morning, she let it slip that she had teaching certification. You can never let a principal know that you're a certified teacher. And I said, wow. I said, well, I have this situation. I need a long-term sub. With a smile, she said, I'll do it for you. So she did the long-term sub. I said, but I can't let her go because she shows up to work every day. She shows up on time. She works basketball games. She works football games. I said, can't let her go. I said, so I have a parapro position available for you. Will you do it? She said, for you, I'll do it. So Miss Ora Brown is retiring from Liberty Middle School as a paraprofessional. However, she does have 22 years teaching experience in kindergarten. I bet sometimes she wonders, how did that lady convince me that I wanted to be at a middle school? So she did come to middle school and she's fallen in love. We are truly going to miss her. The kids are going to miss her because they're the first face that they see when they get off of their school bus. So we miss her, we love her, but I'm still going to call her because she's still going to sub.
First, I want to say congratulations to all the retirees tonight. And I want to say the retirees at Veterans, each one of them have a unique trait about them. First, Mr. Ron Wiley. You can always count on Ron Wiley to be at work each and every day. I think he had a string of about 10 or 11 years where he didn't miss a day of work. When we'd recognize the staff for perfect attendance, everybody always knew Ron Wiley's name was going to be on that list. Larry Madison, I call him man of wisdom. Each and every day he would have something unique to say to people that would help them become a better person and also get better at their job. I appreciate his wisdom. He's been a mentor and a dear friend to me over the years. Kitty Henderson, attention to detail, organization, preparation, all those things are what Ms. Henderson is about. I venture to say she probably was at the school before we came here getting ready for class tomorrow. Her attention to detail is second to none. We're really going to miss each and every one of you at Veterans. I appreciate y'all's service and dedication to our students. And I just want you to know that the doors at Veterans will always swing on welcome hinges to each and every one of you. Thank you for your service.
Good evening. When I first came to Alcovy, before I even saw Miss Worley, they said, you got to meet this Miss Worley. She is a force to be reckoned with. She's a parapro for us, and I'm going to tell you something. When I met her, she was a force to be reckoned with. She always kept me grounded. I found out, though, that she was at Newton High School before Alcovy. So, Mr. Ellenberg, I got some info on you now. So, yes, she did. And she's going to hook me up with some more info on you. But she was always about the kids. She would be truthful, whether I wanted to hear it or not, but sometimes we need to hear that. But the one thing that I always counted on her was she was always there for the kids, always. And I don't mean to put her business out there, but for a while she had a severe back injury and was in excruciating pain. And yet every day she was on her feet helping those kids. She never let anything get in her way. And that always inspired me. So whenever I have my aches and pains or whatever, I think of her. And for her, I'm a much better person, and so are our kids. So thank you, Miss Worley.
My name is Jeff Chair. I'm principal of Eastside High School, and this is Miss Deborah Ray, our school nurse. And I imagine you think when we talk about a school nurse, why do we hire a school nurse? We hire a school nurse to attend to the physical ailments, infirmities, and emergencies that our students encounter. And certainly for numerous years, Miss Ray has attended to those physical infirmities, emergencies, ailments, the kids who are just faking it, the kids who needed immediate medical attention, and the kids who just needed some immediate triage. And she's been faithful serving them. But you know what we also got with Miss Ray? Is we got a person who attended to the emotional infirmities, ailments, and emergencies. See, high school kids need hugs too. And Miss Ray was always there to attend to those emergency emotional needs of our students. We have 3 pillars at Eastside High School that we expect all our staff members to live up to work towards. Hard work, she was there every day. Continual growth, Miss Ray, since the very first day that little Jeff Chur stepped in as a teacher until this very day now, she has grown and changed and evolved with our kids, but always providing that nurturing space in the clinic in the front office. The 3 pillars: hard work, continual growth, and a deep love of students. Miss Ray gave of herself every single day. And while I'm so happy that she's retiring, and at the same time so sad that she's retiring, I know that she gave of herself so much that we still have her at Eastside. She gave of herself that much that the hallways, the classrooms, that clinic is filled with her love, and it will continue even after she enjoys her time. Thank you, Miss Ray.
Right. Well, Newton High School has 4 retirees this year. Miss Gloria Nell Smith was not able to be with us this evening. However, I've got 3 other amazing educators that I'd like to recognize this evening. First, Coach Jacqueline Madison, or as I have always called her, Jackie. Jackie has 33 years of service. Jackie has a lot of other things that I want to tell you about. She was the first African-American cheerleader at the University of Georgia. She was the first African-American gymnast at the University of Georgia. She's also the 1972 Ram mascot. So she is a true Ram all the way through her years. Now, what's also interesting is that there's another Coach Madison back there that's retired today, just like his beautiful wife. Now, they've been married 36 years, and Coach Madison's been working 33 years, but here's some interesting facts. You see, there was a young coach that got hired and went to a basketball game one evening and then met a very lovely lady in the stands of the old Newton High School. and then they got married and had children. And thank y'all so much for being here and being a part of this community. And I tell you, she has dedicated her life to the service of children. She loves them. She gives devotion to every one of them. And she's a fantastic, fantastic coach. And I love her. Now, the next person we have is Miss Bequeen. Now, Miss Bequeen, it's spelled, her last name is B-O-K-O-E, and a lot of people call it Beco and Bequeath. It's Bequeen, and she's been the queen at Newton High School for about 11 years. Now, one of the things that I love about Miss Bequeen is this. She has been a paraprofessional at our school, and when you walk down the hallways, one of the things that she's done is she's taught every single child, from those that didn't know how to read, those that didn't know how to change themselves, to give them life skills they need to be successful. And she's done a fantastic job, and if you've ever eaten at Newton High School, which some people have, and you know who you are because it's good, this is who's been behind it. She's got a special little team that she's taken care of most of our events for all these years, and I love it. Now, when Miss Fury, you said 1,015 years of service. Well, I thought you were just talking about Tracy Curtis. At least that's what I think when I look at it. But I will tell you something. This is one of the lifebloods of Newton High School. Ingrained through and through, just like these ladies and this gentleman here, with 37 years of service. Absolutely fantastic. We've done a lot of things together. We've actually gone through tons of things and got lots of changes, because he is a fine gentleman, he is a friend and a brother, and he has devoted his life to children. He made sure that he was there from the time before the sun came up until well after it set, year after year, attending almost every single athletic event we have at Newton High School. Now, if you can imagine how many athletic events that is a lot of travel and a lot of miles. And now, I tell you, I am so thankful for each one of you, and I hope you have a wonderful retirement, and I know that I'll be calling on you again for different things if you'll let me. So, our retirees at Newton High School, our real winners. Now, Miss McQueen, another thing about her, she graduated from R.L. Cousins High School in 1969, so she was a Ram too. There you go.
Good evening. My name is Chad Walker, and it's been my privilege to work with Ms. Cooper for the past 2 years. She has been in Newton County for 29 of her 31 years. She was at Newton High School for 18 years. She was at Alcovy for 7 years, and the last 4 years she's been here at the Career Academy. You know, when you ask what you teach, they often tell you the subjects. But I will honestly tell you, she teaches kids, and she teaches them to not just care about their grades, but to give everything that they can do. One thing that I know when I walk by Ms. Cooper's classroom is her students are going to be engaged. They're going to be actively involved doing experiments and doing science. And you can tell just by her love and how much it takes off onto our kids. It's just absolutely amazing. Two-time Teacher of the Year, once in 2004 at Newton High School, again in 2010 at Alcovy. So most people work their entire life just to do it once, but it's amazing when you get to do it twice from two different faculties. That tells you not just how much we care, but how much her peers care. And I'm going to miss the conversations in the afternoon, her helping me through my first 2 years. She not only has helped me through this, but she's helped numerous of our teachers through their first 2 years as being, TAP coordinator, best mentors. You name it, Ms. Cooper would do it for us. And, she's served as the science content specialist for the county for the last few years. I know that her and her husband are going to miss not being able to go to any more proms. They went to 20 together. And I know that that's going to be a sad day for them not being able to go to proms. But I will tell you, she will be back in my building because she will be substituting for me. I've already gotten permission from Mr. Cooper that she will be there for me. But if you need her, she won't be far. 5 nights or 5 different classes at the YMCA she teaches spin. So I'm telling you, she is actively involved. We're going to miss you here at the Career Academy. Thank you so much for all your time.
To my left are 3 of my most dedicated bus drivers that is truly missed. But the first thing they said to me today, as well as Mr. Curtis as I walked by, they've never seen me without my hat. To my left is Miss Linda Walden. She has 18 years of service with the special needs department. She has driven a special needs bus all these years. Next is Mr. Hubert Ray. He drives a regular ed bus, 11 years of service. And Mr. Willie Stripling, regular ed driver, 10 years of service. And we thank you for your service to Newton County and wish you a very happy retirement.
Good evening. Passionate, effervescent, dedicated, industrious, knowledgeable. This is how Alicia Stewart comes to work every day, and this school system is the better for it. As I have come to know you, it is my belief that these traits are in the very fabric of who you are as an educator. Your work cannot be overlooked. You have done your very best, and it shows. So, Ms. Stewart, I say 2 thumbs up, a round of applause, a standing ovation. It needs to be said, you've done an outstanding job, and we wish you well.
It is both an honor and a privilege to recognize Ms. Kathy Allen for her dedication, commitment, and support of our school system over the last 32 years. Ms. Allen's work history spans 7 superintendents: J.W. Richardson, Mr. Frank Clower, Mr. Richard Snyder, Dr. Wendell Clamp, Dr. Stephen Watley, Dr. Gary Matthews, and last but not least, me. And I got a little upset when she told me she was leaving. I thought, what did I do wrong? You've been here for all the other ones. At any rate, Ms. Allen first served our school system as a student worker before serving as a faculty clerk, which I'd never heard that before, so I had to call HR this morning to say, can you pull up a job description? What exactly is a faculty clerk? But we found one. We found it. And it was very enlightening. It was a long time ago. It was a faculty clerk at Sharp Middle School, a payroll and insurance clerk, so she's paid us in our board office, an administrative assistant to the associate superintendent, and the executive administrative assistant for the superintendent. And I've had the great fortune to work closely with Miss Kathy, as we affectionately call her. over the last 16 years, but the last 2.5 years have been most memorable as we work side by side to ensure the smooth operation of the school system, from the organization and preparation of board meetings to working at the front desk whenever necessary. Ms. Kathy helped anywhere she was needed and did so without hesitation. No job was ever too small or too big for Ms. Kathy to jump in, and as we would always say, just make it happen. Ms. Kathy is an example of what it means to be a team player. We've all counted on Ms. Kathy for her historical knowledge of our school system and her deep-rooted connection to our community. She has been a constant, steadfast ambassador of our school system, and it's comforting to know that she's still cheering from the sidelines. Ms. Kathy, on behalf of all of our former superintendents, Board of Education members, our staff and community, I thank you for your service. Thank you. And now I'd like to speak to all of our retirees. Soon, most of you will leave your respective schools or offices for the last time. Some of you have already begun your retirement, like Miss Kathy has. With you will go the accumulated memories of many years of service to the Newton County school system, times filled with work and laughter, memories of friendship, hardships and comfort, and hopefully memories filled with pleasure and pride. Those memories are inevitable and important to you, but what is important to us, your coworkers and friends, is that we have all had the privilege of knowing you and working with you. Having earned your retirement, we are delighted you will finally be getting time to yourself. At the same time, we realize that when you leave, there will occur a very real and significant loss to our school system. You have been a part of what has made our school system the very solid educational institution that it is. We will miss you, and we are thankful for our time to work together. May God be with you, and may you enjoy many happy, healthy years of retirement. Thank you.